Hey, I just have my work clothes on, so I decided I'm too lazy to change tonight. Just gonna go in this. I don't know why I'm making this video or what it's gonna be about. I just need to talk, and it's 1 in the morning, so nobody else is awake to hear me ramble on about things, and it's personal things. It's like that kind of bro, let's start a podcast, but I'm by myself. I have the giraffe over there. This is an awful start. Firstly, weird intro, sorry. Let's just say every Saturday night we do this. New podcast, I guess. Podcast, I'm gonna talk about things so I seem more human instead of this character I'm always doing in videos. So let me go write down what I want to talk about, because this intro's fucking awful. So I wrote down what I wanted to do. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I want it to be under an hour. Like every Saturday night I'm gonna do this. Hopefully, I guess it's Sunday morning, but I'm gonna post it in the morning. I'm gonna try and make this unedited except for what's right here, or maybe I might just be lazy and make it just the green back. I'm not gonna do that. It's way too lazy. But I'm gonna say what my Sunday thing is. I just explained it. It's just gonna be something I record Saturday night, upload Sunday. I might try to do this every week. I don't know what's going on, but I think it's just to ramble on about things, because not everybody's staying up all night Saturday night. They'd much rather be doing fun things than talking to me. That was very self-deprecating, I'm sorry. First topic, mental health. I don't know what's going on, bruh. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so in communications, I'm in class. We're talking about interpersonal self, which means who you are as a person. And right now there's the perceived self, which is how you think others perceive, or no, it's how you perceive yourself and how you think others think of you. And I feel like I'm treated like a child still, even because I feel like I come across the goofy side a bit too much, especially at school. Well, not in like most of my classes, but especially in like drama classes, I feel like maybe I act like a child, but that is that perceived self of me. I don't know how they think of me. It's just some things people don't tell you, and you really want them to tell you, and you already know it. You're just like, when are you gonna tell me I'm mature enough? I'm about to be 18 in June, which is very scary. I mean, I remember starting after school. Sophomore year. That was 2 years ago. And now I'm graduating. I already got accepted to college. I'm just scared. I'm horrified. I'm as horrified as Jake Paul next month. See, I gotta do something relevant commentary. There you go. But I think me thinking that all the time, that they don't want to tell me personal things because I act stupid like a kid. I think that has made me less smart, because then I'm like, alright, I might as well not address my personal issues to them. That's not smart either. I probably made no sense there. And that also doesn't help, is that when I do have a serious conversation, I mostly do the listening. I'm very bad at giving a response. And when I do, I feel like perceived self again, I feel like I sound like an idiot. Which I might, but I'm trying my best. I'm not the smartest. I I hope I'm not the smartest, cause if I am, we got a lot of dumb people out there. But it's also just very lonely. Classes, except for that drama classes, the art classes. It's just a lonely school day. And I'm scared that when I graduate, it's gonna be even more lonely. Even though I do a Silly and Rory, I have times like this where I'm talking to a camera by myself about my school day and how I didn't like it. I don't like school because of that lonely part. But that's all. Everything I'm talking about is that perceived self, and I let me look at the other topics and let me do some commentary while I do that. I forgot I took a test and everything. I'm very bad at listening to what she says. Oh, I have a presentation due Monday. We watched It's a Wonderful Life. I have a paper to do tonight. I haven't even started, which is embarrassing. Is this it? No. Study guide. Okay. No. Yes. Okay, there's the 11 parts. There's the real self, perceived self, ideal self, public self, private self, professional, social, intellectual, emotional, physical, and artistic. Artistic got to be the best one, because I'm always writing and doing stuff for this, which is kind of sad. I get a little bit embarrassed when I open up a script in the middle of the class and write the most horrendous things humanity has ever had. So, first one is real self. I don't know what I am. Perceived self, I just went on about that. Ideal self, I want to be funny. At work today, people said I was funny, and when they tell people I am, other people are like, what's the joke? And they don't know what to say. But I also think that's because of my type of humor, which is like improvised. It's not like a pun. Public self, I'm an idiot. Private self, I'm an idiot. Well, both of those are like lovable idiot. Like sometimes I'm playing a character, and a lot of people don't realize that. That might also have to do with why people don't say things to me. They got the professional self, public, private, and professional. I act the complete same throughout. I can act and social. Intellectual, when I'm playing a character, I could be really stupid. Like talking about Australia and New Zealand being in the European nations. Emotional self, see, I always play like this character. It's just me. It's not me. It's like this person I play where I have no I feel like I should stop playing characters, because sometimes I'm really goofy, then I'm really serious and monotone and have that dry sense of humor, and then sometimes I have the sense of humor. I feel like I gotta stop both of them and just find a good mix. Physical self and our physical. I ain't doing push-ups. We have the fitness gram pacer test this week. I'm not excited. Artistic self, I'm artistic, hopefully. So yeah, school, boring. I'm so happy to be done in December, because that means I get 9 months with friends, except when they're at school, and I do have work, so I have to work around that. Work is interesting. I'll get to that later. But yeah, school boring. We got an election coming up. That's on the topics. An election. We should just skip that until election week. Work. And let's just go hoping for the best. I'm weirdly optimistic, even though which I don't know how far I'll get in the future with talking about some things that happened to me. I did a little bit in DCU show, but that didn't count because that was a story. Like that therapy episode, that was a story. You can interpret it how that you want. But not doing stories. After School Podcast episode 1, not about stories. Let's just title it that. What was I talking about? What? Oh. What? See, this is why I need to prepare better. This is very last minute. Hoping for the best. That's what I wrote down. And I'm optimistic, yeah. I can be stupidly optimistic. Like, I'm kind of dumb with it. Like, something will happen. I'm like, it'll get better. And it sometimes does. And I think it does for a few weeks. And then it doesn't. And it goes downhill. And I'm like, it could get better. We don't know. And it doesn't. And it gets worse and worse. And sometimes I give advice. I try my best. People don't listen. I'm like, I'm going through the exact same thing you're going through. I'm trying to help, and they're not listening. It really hurts. Really hurts. But I can be optimistic, which probably hurts me, but also doesn't. Like, you gotta have a balance, and I don't have that yet. I'm a polar opposite size. I'm just realizing I didn't turn on the lights. Only turned them on up there. They're not supposed. Those are fluorescent. But I don't know. I'm optimistic. Just I don't let people control me. Sorry. Today at work, somebody I don't like was we had 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge on. The entire album shuffled. This guy was singing it. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm never going to listen to this album again without thinking of this guy. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. I love this album. Why would I let this guy, this random guy who I'm not going to think about in 6 months, why would I let him ruin this thing for me that I have loved since I can remember? And just don't let people ruin things for you, whether it's recent or just I hate it when people are like, yeah, that ruined it for me. Like, especially right now, we have Joker 1 and 2. People are saying Joker 2 ruined the first movie. First movie still happened. I mean, you can enjoy it. You can think about it without thinking about the second one, or you can watch the second one without thinking about the first one. I hate when people say that. And in my life right now, people are saying stuff is ruined because of this. And that sucks, because you shouldn't let people ruin your life for you. And I wish more people are able to hear that. And I don't know how many people will actually watch this, the After School Podcast, because that sounds like a horrible idea. People that made Puppet that in Jesus, that's weird. That's weird. Why would I want to know inside their head? Probably because I don't know. But I just wish people listened. Which is kind of hard with, like I said earlier, doing all the goofy stuff I do. It probably doesn't help. So, I gotta start acting more mature, especially because I'm about to be an adult. Anyways, I forgot, like, I had this whole, sometimes I have this whole monologue in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna do it so good. And, like, especially during school presentations, I'm like, I'm gonna nail it. And I'm like, so, hi everybody in class. Like, I can't do it. I can't. I want to be a movie director. I'm going to tell them what I want. I'm not going to be the one doing it. But, in my eyes, to stay optimistic, you don't think about the bad people. Like, I always act like I care when I don't. I don't. Like, there's people at school who are just always being talked about in my ear, and I'm like, I don't care, but I'm gonna pretend like I care, which I think that's a problem because I'm feeding into that, which means I'm gonna stop starting when everybody starts talking about it again. I'm like, guys, I do not care whatsoever. So I'm gonna start doing that. And then at work, there's this guy. I don't even like saying his name. Well, that's mean. But I don't even tell people where I work. Cannot stand him. Cannot stand him. I'm pretty biased. He bullied me in middle school. Anyways, I cannot stand. He has like this problem where he doesn't listen to authority, and I don't like it when people don't listen. Like, especially when you're like, you're gonna hurt yourself by doing this. And they don't listen. Some people are just so dumb. But then also you gotta be like, there's somebody with a whole life we don't know about. That's what makes humans so weird. See, I don't know what this podcast is about. Podcasts as if, bro, let's make a podcast. But I feel like I'm repeating myself. My best advice for being optimistic is stick with the people that care about you. For the people always making the drama and the annoying stuff and the just stupid drama, once the school year ends or by the time you graduate, nobody will care. Nobody's gonna think about this. They might even forget who you are. Just stay with the people that are close to you. Stay with the people that care about you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna care about this person in 3 months or 2 months. I'm almost done with school. I'm over the moon. I'm 2 months away from being done. But a lot of people from school that I dislike, I might remember them. Like, if I bring up a conversation and they just so happen to be in it. But I'm not gonna care. I think that's what every generation has, is that people care too much about high school. High school doesn't matter in the long run because it's the beginning of your life. What am I yapping about? But stay smart. Don't listen to those bad people. And I know it's very hard for people, especially the ones that got bullied, like me. What I did was, like, watch movies and read books. I'm like, I found things I can relate to and characters I could relate to, and then feed off with them, and then I became. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I've been recording for 15 minutes. This episode gonna be short, thank God, because I've been yapping too much. What's my last thing? Caffeine. Guys, time for a story. Time for a personal story. I used to be severely addicted to caffeine in my sophomore year when after school first started. I was addicted. It was pretty bad. Like, I think I'm gonna have heart failure in like 2 months as I'm graduating. I'm like walking out the doors of the school. I'm like, like that's literally gonna happen as I'm walking out. I'm like, life is high school, and then everything in this episode I said is gonna contradict itself because that's life. But going back to my story. Oh snap! I lied about the title. But I'm not even gonna review over this footage. I keep looking at the giraffe. I don't want to bring it in. Look at the giraffe. Oh, here's a cereal helmet. I might discuss this and then talk about my favorite album I've been listening to. So, I was addicted to caffeine a lot, and It was to make it so I want to be alive, okay? I don't know restrictions on this YouTube yet. I'm surprised I haven't been taken down because of a lot of stuff, but I wasn't going through the best of times during that first season. I feel like Ghost is what saved me, and Sally and Rory. Though if they weren't there, I would have died of heart failure. But I got off of that after Ghost, and then I came back on during the summer when everything was going downhill, and it just sucked. It really sucked. I'm back on that addiction again. I'm trying to get back off. It's like a relapse, but it's caffeine. Caffeine's still bad for you in the long run. So, yeah, I'm gonna try and get off of that. Update next week. I'm just gonna stop buying them. I might slowly drift to coffee, and then slowly drift off to nothing. Because that's healthy. You shouldn't have any caffeine. That's not good. Like I think I had 2 bangs today. I wrote an episode for one of the projects next year where the episode is about caffeine and how I got addicted to it. So stay for that. There's my plug-in for after school, for the after school podcast. Last topic, guys. I love Radiohead so much. The Bends has to be one of the best albums of all time. People are like, no, it's Kid A. I think The Bends is so much better. Guys, why is my forehead so sparkly? I love The Bends so much. That album is how I fall asleep at night now, which is kind of sad. But you got High and Dry, and then Fake Plastic Trees, and there's The Bends, and Just that whole album. It's how I fall asleep. Every night for the past 3 weeks. That's gonna be my top album of Apple Music this year. Sorry I don't use Spotify. But I just love Radiohead recently. I gotta listen to other albums too. Someone at work said that. Someone at work suggested a whole band to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to that by the end of the month. That month was July. So I should start listening to that. Well, I listened to half of their first album. I thought it was pretty good. And then I had work, and I went inside. I said, I'm gonna listen to the rest of it. And I didn't, because when I wanted to go home, I was listening to the Bends. So I'm sorry about that. Also, for that communications class, I'm listening on my own to Pimp Up Butterfly. I haven't listened to it yet. I've only listened to well, right now, let me see where I'm at. I think I'm halfway through. But me and this other person have to do a project for that class, and the one we decided was, I think it was I from that album. So I'm just like, alright, I gotta listen to the whole thing. Love that album. Love it so much. I'm on halfway through on so many different ones. And they're like, I'm gonna listen to the Bends again. With that, I thought of a guy's actual last topic. I think I gotta stop yapping. They're rebooting American Psycho? That movie is stupidly perfect as a horror comedy. It doesn't need a reboot. Christian Bale did amazing. The story about toxic masculinity and corporate greed, good twist. It doesn't need to be rebooted. And I'm gonna see it because I love that first movie. I refuse to see the second with Mila Kunis. But I love American Psycho. I was in middle school when I watched it. I think I was way too young. I know middle schooler should have seen that. I think I was in 7th grade, so it was during COVID. I was like, I want to watch this movie. I'm going to watch it on my own. So I had this bunk bed where on the bottom was a desk. My brother, he had his own thing on the other side, so I would put the blanket to cover up my desk so nobody would see, and I was watching American Psycho on headphones. But that movie does not need to be rebooted. There's no point. Alright, last topic. Let's think. Let's look at what I can yap about. I wanna thank people. Thank people in my life, because they know who they are. I mean, at school, me and Rory were asked what's after school productions. We just had to stand there like, huh. Didn't think I'd hear that ever. But it's because of the TikToks I made last year. I want to thank Rory, Sally, and my parents for existing. Like, without them, I wouldn't be here. I think I say that a lot. But then there's also a few people at school, people I sit with at lunch in the stagecraft. Like, their humor, and I don't know what I'm yapping about at this end. I should go to bed, but I want to stitch this together and upload it. I appreciate every single one of them. Although sometimes they should just not listen to what other people think about them. They're obviously not at that point yet. I think I stopped thinking about what other people think 2 months ago, so I shouldn't be hypocritical. I don't care what a lot of people think about me anymore. I've done embarrassing things on here that that people at school must have seen, because I people stop me in the hallway and like, you're that guy. So I'm just not gonna. I don't care what other people think. That's a good lesson. Unless they are like your close loved ones or your best friends, who cares? Nobody. That sounds very mean, but you shouldn't want them to care. Because if everybody cared about you, you'd have too much. And so I learned, why should I think about what other people think about me? Because if I'm wearing Christmas stuff in the middle of July, which I did, and somebody caught me, they're like, you're so goofy, but that's a friend, so we were able to do that. If some random person was like, yo, he's wearing Christmas, that they're gonna think about that. They're gonna leave the store and then go in their car and completely forget a guy or a Christmas sweater in a Dollar General. So, I wish more people realize that nobody cares, other than loved ones and good friends. See, that's I keep forgetting about that last part. I keep forgetting to say that last part, because then I just sound unoptimistic. But I feel like more people in my life, especially from that list I did, should learn from that. That was weird. Should learn from that, because we're all adults, or going to be soon, and we should all just live and let live. Is that the song? I don't know. Just who cares about what you're wearing? People judge their a-holes, and you can tell them that. They're pee-pee holes, and you can tell them that. So this, oh my god, I should have had this in the background the whole time. Now people are going to think of me weird because I'm going to have a giraffe in the background. He's the mascot. She's the mascot, sorry. This is June. She's our mascot for after school. And for the after school podcast, she's going to be behind me. She's dressed up as a serial killer because it's Halloween season. I might have a spooky background. I don't know. But I hope you all enjoy your day. Hopefully it's going to make you think, this video. Hopefully next week I'm better planned. And then the next week is election week, so so who knows if I'll still be here. Let's be honest. You know what? I'm gonna 3 minutes. I wanna come out. So I came out at school. I've come out to my friends. I've come out to other people. I'm sorry. I've come out to everybody I know other than like great-grandparents and grandparents and extended family. Just my immediate and friends and a teacher in a classroom. In communications, we had this project. I don't have the box with me, but it was a box project. We put 10 pictures of everything we loved on the outside to show like what's obvious to other people. On the inside, you put something that's not obvious, that not everybody knows. And for my, of course, I put like Kenai, or my dog, Kenai, and Daisy, who's also my dog. I put my siblings, my parents, like movies, where I'm going to college. Put all that on the outside because that's something I talk about a lot. On the inside, I had a flower. I think it's in my locker at school, so I can't get it here. It's just you're my flower. But that was weird. I hear my dad up there feeding the dogs after I talked about him. But in my box, I had a flower. And to me, flowers represent change or self-discovery. And I got that my sophomore year when I was with somebody I don't want to talk about until another day. And to me, that flower represents my asexuality. Now, when I said that in class, my teacher was like, what does that mean? It means I like personality, okay? Over body. Don't want to do any of the ditty. That should be a topic next week. But it felt good. It felt good to come out. And people were laughing, right? People were laughing. And I didn't care. Because now I know that they're useless in the grand scheme of my life, because they're a-holes and bench warmers. So I hope you all enjoy your day. Hopefully you learned something from this. Hopefully you learn to not think about what other people think about you. This is what they think about you. This is what they think about you. Sorry, no Vaseline. But hope you all enjoy your day. Bye-bye.